We have a lot going on today. We're also starting a series on Unity's 12 powers. How many knows about the 12 powers? Anybody? So the founders of Unity, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, they also call them Papa Charlie and Mama Myrtle, founded Unity back in the late 1800s, and they taught that the Christ idea lives within each person, and it is expressed in 12 main powers. So you have 12 divine powers. Tell somebody, you have 12 divine powers. And they're all different facets or aspects of the Christ idea. If we think about God as divine mind, the Christ is an idea held in the mind of God, and we're all expressions of that Christ idea. And so these 12 powers, your 12 powers, are different ways that you express the Christ. And so you can see there's a list of them up there, and over the next few weeks we're going to be talking about each one of the powers. And so today the ones that I've chosen to kick off the series is love and wisdom, because for me, when I think about love and wisdom, if you remember the diagram that I showed you last Sunday of the Unity wings, so there's the globe that represents like the physical you, the material expression of you, and then there's what we would call the soul, which are the two wings that give flight to your physical experience. You can look at the two wings as thoughts and feelings, right? Because we know that thoughts plus feelings equals outcome. Let's say that again. Thoughts plus feelings equals outcome. That's our third basic Unity principle. So whatever we think and we charge with feeling is the experience that we get. I had this wonderful aha moment this week that could be a whole lesson just in the experiences I've had this week and the realization that I've come to. But I'm even deeper in the understanding and the realization that everything is in my mind. Everything is in your mind. If you're having an issue with somebody in your life, and I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand on this one, if you're having an issue with somebody in your life, it may be that they did something or said something that was unpleasant or offensive. I'm not trying to be all fairies and rainbows and unicorns here because this world is an unpleasant place sometimes, right? Things happen, people do things that we don't like. Sometimes it seems like they're doing it to us on purpose to hurt us. So in the moment, we may have an experience of hurt, of pain, of betrayal, of disappointment, of frustration, anger, grief, even rage. Yes, because we're human. We have these. But if we're still having it, days later, it's not about what happened, it's about what we're thinking about what happened. It's about what we're thinking about now, what happened. Because when we say thought plus feeling equals outcome, wisdom plus love equals manifestation, we're all heart minds. We're heart minds. That's what you are. So wisdom plus love equals manifestation. And this little formula that we talk about every Sunday, that's our third principle, is happening right in this moment. It's not like, okay, I'm going to practice this wisdom and love, and then maybe someday this thing is going to happen, and then I'm going to be at peace and feel better and have a wonderful life. No, it's like right now, because all we have is now. We have this wonderful little booklet And you can have a copy if you want. They're free. It's called One Day at a Time. Anybody ever heard that expression before? One day at a time, right? Think about metaphysically the crucifixion of Jesus. He wasn't alone, right? This was a way of the Romans had of executing people that was awful and humiliating, in addition to being painful and excruciating and long. It would sometimes take people days to die, and sometimes they would break their legs because they really died from suffocation. It was horrible. But in the story, don't forget, there were people, thieves, it says, on either side of him, right? So when we look at this idea metaphysically, okay, the one thief can represent our past, and the other thief can represent our future. And they can be robbing us of the good that we can be experiencing right now in this moment, even though it seems like things are a mess. Yes, because thought plus feeling equals outcome, and whatever you're thinking about and charging with your emotion right now in this moment is what you're getting right now in this moment. So I wanted to talk about your two powers of wisdom and love today, and we're going to start with love, because I like to start with love. I am a center of love. Say that with me. I didn't say I am a sinner of love. I said I'm a center. I'm a center of love. That's a different affirmation. It'll get you different results. Maybe you might want to be a center of love every now and then, and that's okay. There's no judgment here. I'm a center of love. Now, each of your powers can be represented by one of the 12 disciples of Jesus, by a different color, by a different place in the body. So you can see on the little picture up there, the person, them, are dancing around, and they have the little activated centers within them. So they're very happy. They're dancing because all of their powers are activated, right? And so thank you, John, for blowing that up. So we're concentrating on love right now, and it's in the center of the chest. It's in the heart. The color is pink, and the disciple is John. Okay, so the disciple is John. It's a pink color. It's in the heart center, and it represents unconditional acceptance and forgiveness. Forgive them, Father. Forgive them, Mother. They don't know what they're doing. If they weren't so ignorant, they wouldn't be acting that way. Unconditional acceptance and forgiveness. The location is in the heart. And Charles Fillmore, one of the founders of Unity, said the power of love is the harmonizing and the attracting power of the universe. The harmonizing and the attracting power of the universe. So when we're coming from a place of divine love and we're radiating divine love, we cannot help but be in harmony with the people around us, the situations in our life, and attract good to us, attract love to us. And this is from The Revealing Word. So Charles Fillmore wrote a book called The Revealing Word. It's like a little dictionary of terms that are metaphysically interpreted. He says, divine love is impersonal. It loves for the sake of loving. It is not concerned with what or who it loves or with a return of love. Like the sun, its joy is the shining forth of its nature. So when we talk about divine love, this is the love that we're talking about. The love that isn't conditional. The love that isn't based on personality. That isn't based on a desire or what I can get or how this is good for me. It's a love that shines unconditionally on everybody all the time. The sun doesn't stop shining because it's mad at one of the people on the planet. The love shines out. And let me just reiterate, I'm not saying that bad things don't happen, because they do. You know, it would be ridiculous to say that people don't get sick or people don't die or get in wars or starve to death. This is true. This is all true. But right now, in this moment, when we're all sitting together in this sanctuary, we're doing pretty good, wouldn't you say? So it's our responsibility. We have the privilege of being in this place right now, in this moment, and work with these spiritual principles and practice being the power of divine love in the world. So one way that I want to do this and anchor this with you is through a guided meditation on the power of divine love, to activate this power within us this morning. So if you would, just sit upright in your chair, put your feet flat on the floor, lean back a little bit so that your spinal column is erect and you can breathe easily. And take 3 deep, full breaths. I invite you to let these words, my words, be the words of your sacred, secret heart. Today I open my heart to the spiritual power of love. I am a radiant expression of divine love, a brilliant stream of infinite possibility. This love beams from me and shimmers in a rainbow of colors as I love others. Each day is an opportunity to love. I look for places and people I can silently bless. If I watch the news, I use it as a tool to know where to focus my prayers, my love, and my positivity. I look for uplifting examples of loving kindness that abound in this world. I find creative ways to perform acts of kindness. A small gift, a large tip, a positive note, a compliment. I infuse my smiles with light and love. When I choose to keep my mind focused on unconditional love as the greatest power in my life, I create and experience greater possibilities than I have ever imagined. I am a center of divine love. Say that with me. I am a center of divine love. Now let's whisper that. Now say that silently within your heart. And let us hold that thought together in the silence for a few moments. Our next power that we're looking at today is the power of wisdom, and our affirmation is, I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. Say that with me. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. And before I forget, I just want to thank Reverend Bronte Colbert, retired minister in Athens, Georgia. She wrote the meditations that we're using today. She's a wonderful poet and an author, Bronte Colbert, Reverend Bronte. So wisdom is a blend of knowledge from the heart and the head. It's more than just the intellect. It's our intuition. It's that divine guidance that comes from within. It's not so much as a still small voice as it is a still small knowing, where you just know, yes, this is right for me. This is where I'm supposed to be. That feeling of certainty that comes from relying on the divine wisdom within. The disciple is James, and the color is yellow. The location is in the pit of the stomach. You can kind of see how these 12 powers could correspond maybe with the chakras, the idea of the chakra system. So you can think about that a little bit when you're working with these powers. You can pick one of them that you feel that maybe you don't have in your life. I had a friend that named her dog a quality that she thought she didn't possess. In order to experience that, she called her dog Sweetness. That's all I'm going to say about that. And my friend Karen Drucker, some of y'all who knows Karen Drucker, the musician that writes a lot of songs, she told me one time that she writes her songs based on affirmations that she feels she needs in her life. So when she's singing her songs, they're affirmations that she's written for herself. And we sang one of her songs earlier today, I Am a Blessing to the World. That's a Karen Drucker song. So one of my CDs, I named it Worthy. And at the time, all my CDs just said Dale. It didn't have my full name because, you know, Dale, Elvis, Prince, Madonna, Cher, right? So Dale, right, Priscilla, Elvis. And I put the CD name under it, Worthy, because I wanted to experience worthiness, because I had felt so unworthy for a good deal of my life. And so when you look at the front cover of my CD, it says Dale Worthy. And some people have bought my CD and written me a check that said Dale Worthy. And I'm like, I accept 100%, thank you. Yes, it works if you work it. Say that with me. It works if you work it. So divine wisdom. There were 3 disciples that Jesus took with him a lot. You read stories in the New Testament about Jesus would go into the world and he would minister, and then he would go off by himself for a little bit. And invariably, he would take 2 or 3 of his disciples with him. This is a good lesson for us. Take time out. We're all busy. It seems like everything keeps getting faster and faster. Sometimes you might feel like you're whirling around in a blender or something. Take care of yourself. My main message these days to people is, and this is something that I practice and I know the benefits of it, is take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, other people will not. Like, no one is going to take care of you. Like, if you want someone to take care of you, that's victim consciousness, right? Even if you physically need help, if you're frail, if you've got some kind of health issue going on, you can still take care of yourself. It's an inner thing. It's not an outer thing. Yes? Yes? And if you don't take care of yourself, no one is going to take care of you. But if you take care of yourself, you will see that come back to you. It's attractive. The law of attraction, what you put out, you get back. So you will receive care if you take care of yourself. Yes? And Jesus gave us this great example. He goes out and ministers to hundreds, thousands of people, and then he's like, okay, I need a break. I'm going up on the mountain by myself to pray, and I'm taking a couple of disciples with me. Invariably, he would take Peter, who represents faith, and the brothers James and John, who represent wisdom and love. So he would go apart and he would focus on faith, wisdom, and love. This is a wonderful example for us. Now, a lot of the powers work together, and some of the speakers that are going to speak on the 12 powers in the next few weeks are speaking about 2 during their Sunday lesson because they work together. For instance, wisdom and love work together like this. Wisdom without love can be cold. It can be cruel. It can be strict. But love without wisdom can be misguided, impetuous, overly sentimental. So see how they balance each other out. And if you look at the symbol of the wings, the Unity wings, remember we talked about the globe in the middle represents the physical, what we call the relative realm that we're in right now, being in this room in the physical together. But then the 2 wings give flight that raises us up in consciousness. Imagine if you only had one wing. You'd be flapping around in a circle, right? So you need them both together in order to fly. So wisdom and love work together. They amplify each other. And remember that the wisdom that we're talking about is not intellectual brain wisdom. It's when Jesus says the peace that passes all understanding. It's like intellectual knowing that passes understanding. It's a realization of truth that you can't understand with your finite brain. You have to go beyond the physical, metaphysical, beyond the physical in order to realize it, in order to experience it. Does that make sense? Yes? If it doesn't, it will. We have a question. I love it. Yes? We were in the loo. The wisdom is located in the pit of the stomach. It's the color yellow. Thank you for your authenticity. Yes, give her a hand, y'all. Tell me your name again. Catherine is new. This is her first day. I think you'll fit right in. So, I want to do a little meditation on the power of wisdom. And so as we move into this time of guided meditation, I'm going to ask you, if you will, to imagine, thank you, Catherine, imagine your wisdom center. It's in the pit of the stomach. It's yellow. So focus your attention here in your stomach. See a yellow glow there and just breathe into that right now. Just breathe into that. Wisdom center. In our affirmation, I'm guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. And again, please let my words be the words of the wisdom of your soul. As I pause and turn within, I feel divine wisdom flowing through me, energizing and renewing all areas of my life. This is my guidance system, my spiritual compass. As I apply this inner wisdom to the decisions I make, the words I choose, the ideas and belief I hold in my mind, I trust in divine guidance and wisdom. These join with my goals and desires to illuminate the clearest path forward. I am blessed to have this core of wisdom for decision making. Because of that, my steps are in order and my thoughts rise to new heights. Centered in spirit, My decisions are made with direction and confidence. I am clearly and purposely guided to that which is mine to do. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. Let's say that together. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. And now let us whisper that. I am guided by divine wisdom in every thought, word, and action. And now let's say that silently in our heart. And hold this thought in a few moments in the silence.